Halifax went down in that pre-season friendly very narrowly 3 weeks ago. They had a lot of their reserves out on that day. Featherstone were missing Ian Hardman, John Davis and Scott Wheeldon out of that lineup. Halifax pushed them all the way and we're hoping to do so this afternoon. Referee Gareth Ewart. Referee sponsored by Specsavers. Elliot Morris, a bit of confusion there as Morrell and Morris, not sure who was going to pick the ball out, and Morris was almost driven back over his own line. Featherstone piling on the pressure in the early moments of the tackle count, and here they come again, forcing Halifax over their own line, and we'll get a drop out under the post. Well, Featherstone setting out their intentions, and I think if Halifax wanted, one thing that Halifax would have wanted this afternoon, they seem to have got, is the downhill advantage in the second half, and Featherstone are going to look to make the advantage theirs in the first half. With some great defence, it had to be said, and that's not one of Steve Tyra's better kicks. Picked up by Tom Holmes, given to Scott Wheeldon. Wheeldon, the former Castleford, Hull and Sheffield, brought forward somebody else who I think Halifax had an interesting close season. And looked to move the ball out wide. Hardman steps inside but not going anywhere. Halifax, whose defence 3 weeks ago was fairly impeccable, well, it'll have to be this afternoon as Ridyard shows the ball to two, then floats it across. Talapapa is caught by Woodburn Hall on that far side, and Featherstone 10 metres away. Halifax defence holding out so far. Holmes gets the ball back. Richard Moore pops it out on the tackle. Featherstone keep it alive, and the pass to Wheeldon's gone to ground and gone forward, and Hardman can chase it all he wants. The ball's gone dead before he gets there, but it's not going to matter anyway. Well, was there a touch of panic from Featherstone there? Moore always has to be watched for getting the ball out in the tackle, but Wheeldon not the best recipient, not the best of passers. Wheeldon able to keep hold of it. He knocks forward. Halifax breathe a sigh of relief as they'll get the putting at the scrum with Ben Johnson 12 metres out from their own line. Ben Kay goes on his own, rushes off Tom Holmes at the first attempt, but not getting too far away from the chase of Davis and Hardcastle, and Tyra dumped to the ground. Featherstone really putting a massive effort into the defensive line. Richard Moore shooting out of the line there. Will Sharp will be driven back again.
Really are up on this Featherstone. I mean, even then Steve Tyra was
Halifax doing everything they can to try and clear the ball away from their own line. Ben Kay, ball out to Fairbank. Fairbank, quick ball to Morrell. Halifax managed to keep it moving. Ed Barber will straighten up and try and go up the middle, but still swarming defence from Featherstone has kept Halifax inside their own 40. And it'll go back to Morrell, who's under pressure but gets his kick away. Depends on the bounce. Holmes picks it up for Featherstone. He's away from two and still allowed to run, Tom Holmes, and almost getting away from a posse of Halifax defenders there. Fairbank and Tyra making the tackle. That looked like a high tackle. It's going to be a Judd Soap on Luke Briscoe. And first penalty. And that one finding touch on the 20-metre line. And Carlisle waits to give it to Davis, who'll drive the ball forward into Mayer and Ben Kay. Now Wheeldon Pushed away Kate the first attempt, sharp. Fairback making the tackle, now they move it across and an opportunity for Talapapa, gets the ball away but it goes out behind him and Morell there to make the tackle. Robinson staying in the field of play, here comes Talapapa again. Talapapa takes it back to within 8 metres. Carlisle waits at acting half. Ridyard has to reach out for it, gets the ball away to Holmes and Holmes, Hardman out to Briscoe and Hitchcock. There's nothing he could do about it. Jai Hitchcock's left with a 2-on-1. Well, they couldn't break Halifax down the first time and they put the ball down, and making it look easy on that occasion. Dragging Halifax across, there didn't look to be much on when Robinson was tackled on the other side of the field as the ball went loose. Featherstone turned it into their advantage by sweeping the ball across the field. For Briscoe to go in at the corner. And Hardman, veteran fullback, linking in to put Briscoe in the corner. Jai Hitchcock, nothing he could do with a 2-on-1. Featherstone reaping the rewards of that 100-mile-an-hour start by spending most of it inside the Halifax half, coming away with the 4 points. Not many words being spoken at the moment behind the Halifax line. Everybody knew where they should have been. They were out of place as Ridyard puts the ball past the right hand upright. Says at Featherstone 4, Halifax 0. With 7.5 minutes on in the first half. Morell to restart, kicks it long. Good play by Holmes to take the ball. Briscoe comes back and attracts 4 defenders to him on the 20-metre line. Featherstone trying to take the ball away with Hardcastle coming inside and taking the run up, and Featherstone making easy metres down the slope with Davies carrying it to the 40-metre line. Carlisle inside to Wheeldon. Wheeldon into Fairbanks and Griggs. Holmes going across, looking at the other side this time, and the ball back inside, and Fairbanks waits again. Not many people get through James Fairbanks. Might want to throw around him, but running into him, they're not going to get much. And Will Sharp's under all sorts of pressure there from the Rovers defence and smashed to the ground by Talapapa. Well, surely Featherstone must have been a little offside there, racing up to put Halifax under pressure. Will Sharp, former Featherstone player of course, and Hitchcock and Foster both had spells with Featherstone on loan last season. Ben Kay from acting half, almost being stripped of possession then, and Halifax find themselves in their own half again on the last tackle, and that's not gone where it's supposed to have gone, but Morris has somehow got a kick away, which has been bounced up in front of Robinson, and Robinson sets off back and looked as though he could run across his own player then. Referee happy for it to continue. Featherstone players still getting back into an onside position. And Featherstone get up to the 40-metre line with Hardcastle. Barber caught in the tackle there, means that Featherstone will get a second penalty. Well, just freed his arms, he couldn't get his leg away. And so Ridyard will get another opportunity to put Featherstone in a potential position for adding to that 4 points. Carlisle to Talapapa, runs the ball up strongly, but the Halifax defence is equally strong 3 metres out from the line in bringing Talapapa down. Carlisle, Halifax could be struggling on that far side. Well, the ball's over the line, the man's over the line, but it's not touchdown, says Gareth Ewart. It'll come back to the 10 metre line. Play will continue. Connor Farrell was dragged over the line. Moore. That's for the ball coming out. Halifax. Make sure the ball's clamped. Again, coming to this right hand side, Scott Wheeldon running off the short pass from Carlisle. He's up to the line but not over it, and Halifax players around him could be lacking outside, and Ridyard long pass. Hardman, Talapapa, and Talapapa went for the glory when he should have given the ball to Robinson. And a third Featherstone penalty. Well, Featherstone continuous attack for almost the first 11 minutes against the game on the Halifax line. Still only 4 points to show for their efforts. Farrell went over the line but was held up by the Halifax defence. And now there's some attention needed. Give Halifax a little bit of a breather. Well, they've hardly had possession of Halifax. The last set ended a bit disastrously really when Morris finished up with the ball, managed to get a kick into the other half of the field. Jacob Fairbanks seems to be okay now. He's just hobbling away. He's going to run it off and see how it goes. Ridyard kicks it backwards just to give Featherstone a bit more space. Carlisle to Farrell. Farrell to Moore. Moore shows the ball. Halifax don't take the dummy. Carlisle will come to the right hand side to Holmes. Holmes away to Hardman, and Hardman is stopped. Carlisle to Holmes. Holmes to Cooper. Cooper with the headgear on, put down, still 5 metres out. Holmes finds Ridyard. Ridyard out. Hardman. Oh, that's a forward pass by a metre. Surely. Well, the try's been given, but that last pass from Talapapa looked a metre forward. But Robinson managed to get in. Well, look, definitely a forward pass. Robinson has been given the try. And Halifax 8-0 down. Yet to go out of their own half with ball in hand. And John Duffy's obviously done his homework since that friendly 3 weeks ago. He had nearly a full team out, full first team out then, and Halifax only had 4 or 5 first team players, pushed Featherstone all the way. Well, Ridyard left a difficult kick on that far side. Halifax paying for their indiscretions. 3 penalties against them. The first 12 minutes. And Halifax yet to mount a serious attack with possession as they continue to try and scramble the ball out of their own half. Ridyard from wide out has failed with a second kick, so it stays at 8 points to 0. It's not insurmountable, but Halifax find it difficult to get any sort of possession for any length of time in any decent position. Morell kicks off again. Holmes underneath, it gives it to Wielden. Wielden caught on the 20-metre line. Benkay, the first man there, helped out by Will Mayer. Featherstone again making 10 metres. Davies steps inside, allowed to offload the ball to Richard Moore, and Moore drives it forward. Fairbank needing assistance from Barber to stop him. Ridyard will go for a 40-20 while Will Sharp trying to get back, and he's going to struggle to get back to that one as Ridyard kicks a 40-20. Will Sharp was up in the line as Halifax was struggling to defend. They're looking for a quick tap from Carlisle, but Gareth Ewer holding it up until Halifax are back on side, and Wielden takes it from a standing start. And Halifax, from being the Featherstone 40 defending, find themselves on their own line as Carlisle gets it away, and interception from Ed Barber. Saw the pass coming and then held down by Wielden. Halifax will get the first penalty. And they failed to find touch with a kick, much to the joy of the Featherstone supporters. And Ridyard rings it back, but Heaton palms it down, and Featherstone will get the possession at the scrum. Well, is that going to be another costly error? Morell going for the more distance perhaps than he should have done. Holmes across the Halifax defence out to Hardman, and Hardman caught by Ben Johnson going around the legs. Tyra making sure Hardman couldn't get the offload away. Briscoe goes inside. Former Leeds and Wakefield player, first scorer for Featherstone, Richard Moore, who was a Halifax player for a time. Featherstone attacking again. Ridyard gets it away. Hardman steps inside. Had Robinson outside him. All Hardman had to do was surely offload the ball then, and Robinson would have been in for a second try. But not to be. Ridyard to Holmes. Holmes runs into Tyra, and Tyra holds up long enough for Fairbank to finish the tackle off. Carlisle a little kick forward, and 6 more tackles. Halifax still struggling to get any kind of possession in this game, any kind of foothold, any kind of relief from this relentless Featherstone pressure on their own line as Wielden drives it forward again. Carlisle from acting half goes for the line, almost over. Halifax pushing him back into the field of play. They got enough bodies left out wide though as Ridyard gets it away, passed on, and Talapapa gets another dodgy looking pass away to Robinson, and Robinson keeps going. Once scored 4 tries against Halifax with a Swinton player, Sean Robinson, and Halifax could be light on this side again as Halifax move out. And well, there's a chance now for Jai Hitchcock with the pace. Briscoe chasing him. Hitchcock trying to turn Talapapa inside out, and Hitchcock has made more metres than he should have done there. He was Talapapa had no idea, and surely that must be a penalty. Connor Farrell stolen the ball. It's called held. Surely it's called held, and it must be a penalty. But Halifax not adding to their sole penalty so far as Morris takes the ball from Scott Morell, finds 3 defenders around him. Now an opportunity for Halifax perhaps as Morell looks for support, finds Johnson. Johnson out to Will Sharp, and Sharp through the gap, almost staying on his feet, and it looked like the supporting players had just overrun the opportunity of the pass on the outside as Griggs gives it to Will Mayer, and Mayer will drive it up towards that Featherstone line. It needed Cooper around the legs to stop Mayer going forward, any further forward then. Halifax 10 metres out with Ben Kay. Morell, long ball over the top to Ben Heaton, and Heaton is pushed out into touch. He's just too near the touch line. Robinson managing to edge him out, but Halifax at last have 6 tackles. Almost 6 tackles, and made it in a Featherstone territory attacking. Hitchcock was responsible for getting Halifax there with a loose ball which he picked up and scooted away with. We would expect the wingers to go perhaps the length of the field on that, but not really conditions for the Flyers, with the ground digging up a bit, especially after yesterday's rain and sleet continually all day. The pitch digging up a bit, but Hitchcock showing the pace, and really Talapapa slowing him down to allow the defence to get back. Briscoe might have caught him at this side, but Halifax now back to defending. Talapapa almost losing the ball there, going forward. Halifax moving up quickly and trying to inhibit the forward progress of Featherstone. Farrell, former Wigan player, takes the ball up. Started his Featherstone career on loan here. Cooper perhaps looking for the penalty. Ridyard will look for the touchline again on that far side, and Will Sharp this time has it covered without too much pressure on him. Will try and bring the ball back and run straight into Cooper and Richard Moore on the 20-metre line. And gets up and plays the ball. Ben Heaton in off the wing. And again Featherstone trying to stifle that forward progress of Halifax as Ben Kay goes from acting half, stepping through the first 2 attempted tackles. Moore puts him down. Halifax up to the 40. Johnson looking for support, and Johnson deciding to go on his own as he takes it up to halfway. Morris dragging himself and the Featherstone defenders over the Rovers 40-metre line, and referee still signalling the last tackle, and it looked like there was somebody in the way there. It might come back the way of, it might come back the way of Halifax, might come back the way of Featherstone, and Featherstone have finished somebody on the 20-metre line. Jacob Fairbank holds his hand up in apology there, because he knows that might have been an opportunity if he got the ball. It went high in the sky, was left by the 2 Featherstone defenders. That might be a clue as to what Scott Morell may do given the opportunity in the future. Went high in the sky, and Jacob Fairbank just couldn't gather it in, and so Featherstone get it back in with Briscoe into 3 defenders. The touch judge is on. The Featherstone supporters called for an illegal tackle. And we're forming for the scrum. I think it might be something that goes Featherstone's way, perhaps, with a touch judge on. Not a malicious tackle. Just the numbers around the body that resulted in that, which didn't look that dangerous really. Mariano on Featherstone. Mariano first charge up. And still driving the legs despite the attention of 3 defenders. Takes him to the 30. Clark. Well, I think with the Castleford connections of past and present players, you can almost make up a Castleford side out of these players that's on the field this afternoon. on the field and on the bench. Holmes to Davis, and Davis caught by Tyra and smashed to the ground by the Halifax defence, but Featherstone back within 5 metres again. Clark's second touch won't end in glory. Ed Barber is going to bring the ball away for Halifax, gets it to Woodburn Hall, who shrugs off the first defender, but then with a lot of work to do because there's 1 black shirt and 5 white shirts out there, so Woodburn Hall not going to get so far. Ben Heaton spins away from 2 and then is driven into the ground by Robinson. Morris will take it forward. There's an offside given against Featherstone. Not before time, I wouldn't think. They've been up very quickly into the face as Dan Fleming is on for Halifax, and he almost breaks through the first 2 tackles. Johnson away to Griggs to Tyra, and Tyra gets driven into the ground by Briscoe. Johnson to Dan Fleming again. Fairbanks trying to take it forward but not making too much ground. The Featherstone defenders were close to him when he took the ball. To halfway, Johnson to Griggs to Tyra. Tyra had to juggle with the ball. He was probably thinking about giving it quickly to Hitchcock's there, but the ball a little bit greasy in the conditions and difficult to handle. Probably cold fingers when you haven't had that much possession of the football. Hardman's put under pressure on his own line by Johnson's kick, and Johnson's first there round the legs of the Featherstone fullback with Hitchcock. Johnson is going to need some attention. Went in head first, crawling round on his hands and knees. Featherstone trying to bring away down this near side. Robinson comes across from the other side of the field, as does Talapapa, and takes Featherstone over the 30 metre line. Holmes turns it back inside to Mariano, I think it is, with 25 on. Oh no, it's Trevor Clark, sorry, with Mitchell Clark with 25 on. Kick is there to test Will Sharp, who doesn't make too many mistakes under the high ball. There's a facial there from Clark as Woodburn Hall takes it up, and Featherstone are offside again, says referee Gareth Hewitt. Brandon Douglas is on to replace Ben Kate. Brandon Moore on the field as well for Halifax, who despite the massive possession in the favour of the home side on about half an hour, they're still only 8-0 up. Morell's touch finder goes in on the Rovers forte. Brandon Douglas on loan again from Castleford for the season. Griggs to Douglas. Brandon Douglas with the shaved head for the aerodynamics. Fairbank gets the ball away and gets second late for his troubles as Will Sharp is brought to ground. No sign of a touch judge on this time then for Fairbank being hit late. Morell to Morris. Well, his tempers were a little frayed in that last game in the qualifiers at the end of last season, and it may be getting the same here this afternoon. And Morell to Douglas, and Brandon Douglas gets back up. Ball carrying arm didn't touch the ground, so Douglas allowed to carry on. Brandon Moore, and Morell gets the ball. It's into the in-goal area. Ben Heaton gets a hand to it. Well, did it go backwards? Halifax supporters are saying it was knocked backwards off Ben Heaton into the path of Brandon Moore, I think it was. But Gareth Hewitt quick to discount the try. Halifax supporters at the end of the ground, not sounding too happy about that decision. And so Featherstone with Gareth Hock, who gets the offload away to Tom Holmes, and Holmes pushes away Tyra and then gets tackled by Griggs. Briscoe, Douglas, Fairbank, and another penalty. Tom Holmes to kick for touch, Halifax. Of 13.5 minutes to defend the line to half time, still only 8-0 down. Davis, tackled by Brandon Douglas and Brandon Moore. Holmes gets it away to Hock, high profile signing. Well, he's lost the ball, what we're saying. You know, it's Gareth Hock's claiming a penalty. Halifax will take what they can. Well, his first touch might have been good with the offload, but the second touch was just something to try and kid the referee, but it didn't work, and Gareth Hewitt. So they scrum down Halifax ball 10 metres out from their own post. So it's another let off for Halifax. Rudyard going for the interception. Brandon Moore being driven back over his own line and eventually falling, but I think Ben Heaton had as much to do with that as anything else. Talapapa is all over Ed Barber, and Ben Heaton is not going to go anywhere as Clark and Mariano tackling the 3 metres out. Halifax nearer their own line than when they started, as Will Sharp tries to go forward. Gareth Hock took a flyer. Simon Griggs taking it forward, and Halifax have made 2 metres in 5 tackles. Morrell gets his kick away, not the best one, but it's got to about halfway. Hardman waits for it to stop, and then Halifax rush into him, but Hardman bounces away from the first 2 tacklers. Thackeray on, Robinson is tackled by Fairbank and Griggs. Holmes gives it to Briscoe, 1 try already, looking for a second, but won't find it this time as he's wrapped up by Hitchcox and Tyra. Featherstone support looking for the intervention of the referee there. Halifax are trying to slow down the play of the ball, and there's another error which Halifax will breathe another sigh of relief from. And speaking out of turn, well, not speaking out of turn, another Featherstone penalty. Well, 6 penalties to 3, and Mariano going towards the line, looking to extend that Featherstone lead to add to that 8 points they've already got. But Halifax holding out desperately at the moment. As Farrell took the ball when it looked like, I think Morrell was going for the interception there. Holmes to Ridyard. Ridyard gets it away to Mariano, who juggles the ball. Ridyard out wide. They're looking for Briscoe again. Thackeray. Alex Foster, it's Halifax, got the 27 shirt on. Holmes fires it to Ridyard, a little chip through from Ridyard. Well, there's a hand on the ball, but it wasn't a hand on the ball, well, it was on the ground, and Ben Heaton is going to play on and run it to himself, and Ben Heaton has made 12 metres. John Davies has gone in for the flop as a third man, unpenalised. Steve Tyra will take it into a 3-man tackle and be dragged to the ground just inside the Halifax 40. Brandon Moore to Foster, and Foster over the 40. Hitchcock and Alex Foster, both members of Castleford's grand final team at Old Trafford last season. Brandon Douglas takes it over the forte. Brandon Moore out to Scott Morrell, Morrell to Will Sharp, Sharp to Woodburn Hall, who's taking it inside the Rovers 30, but it's the last tackle and all sorts of messing about to slow Woodburn Hall down, and once again Morrell's kick looking to cause problems with his son, and Halifax come off with it, and the ball has gone to ground and Ben Heaton unable to gather it in. It looks like a knock on from Featherstone means that Halifax will get possession. Halifax anything left in the 8 minutes and 15 seconds of the first half. Not out of this game by any means, but no real attack at the moment to speak of. Maybe that will come now. Griggs takes the ball, gets it away to Will Sharp, who has to reach behind him. Sharp gets it to Tyra, and Tyra is put down 10 metres out. Hitchcock inside to Will Sharp again, Sharp to Brandon Douglas, and Halifax lacking the handlers around to play the ball there. Now Brandon Moore moves into acting half, looks left, goes right, gets it to Morrell, and Morrell to Fairbank. Fairbank trying to go through the middle, gets the ball away to Brandon Douglas. Desperation pass from Fairbank, and Douglas held by the line, held by the Featherstone player, and Halifax will have another penalty. Right on the line, Douglas will have another go. Not too many Featherstone defenders around those posts. Brandon Moore shouts a knock on. Will Sharp in the line, gets it to Woodburn Hall, and Woodburn Hall pass to Heaton, goes to ground, and Heaton's driven over the touchline at the far side. A real opportunity there for Ben Heaton if you're going to take the ball. Rumoured, of course, to be a Featherstone player during the off-season, Ben Heaton. Still wearing the pink and black of Halifax for another season. And 6.5 minutes in the first half to go. Talapapa will drive the ball down the hill for Featherstone again, trying to get it out of defence. Tackled by Foster and Fairbanks. Davis turning back inside and being forced backward under pressure from Sharp and Foster. Ben Heaton's dropping back, so too is Will Sharp now, as Featherstone use the tackles up, and another penalty given away. 7-4 the penalty count. And Gareth Ewer calling over Scott Morrell.
Bad language, harassment, and aggressive behaviour will not be tolerated.
So really hard to kick out of hand from the forte. And he doesn't fail to get the ball into touch. Well, Featherstone look once again to increase that 8 points to 0 score. Well, most coaches would have been expecting much more than an 8-0 lead, considering the amount of time and possession that Featherstone have had in the Halifax half of the field. Gareth Hock gets the offload away, but no advantage gained by Featherstone. As the tackle's made on the 20, Ridyard gets the ball away to Clark. A big lad, ball back inside. Happy trying to put the move on. Clark's gone into acting half, gets it to Thackeray, and Thackeray with a chip through, coming to nothing. Another one-time Halifax player, Anthony Thackeray, of course, and Hitchcock drive the ball back. Game to Castleford from West Tigers in Australia. Ben Heaton, well, he's been held round the neck. Quite clear to see there. Mariano with his arm round the neck of Ben Heaton. Brandon Moore switches to the right hand side, and Ed Barber looks for a way through, and the attempted throw from Talapapa failed to come off, so he's gone back and had a second go while Barber's on the ground, and Featherstone plays, well, I won't say struggling to move out of the way, but certainly not making an effort to move away from the tackle as Morell's hit after the ball's offloaded to Fleming. Well, touch jump from the other side of the field. Shoulder charge from Featherstone means that Halifax have a penalty. Morell ignoring the touch and giving it to Douglas to run at the Featherstone defence instead, and he takes it inside the 20. Halifax lining up almost in two attacking lines there, looking for second runners. Here comes Griggs and Sharp out to Tyra to the 10 metre line, tackled by Briscoe and Farrell. Griggs to Fleming, and Dan Fleming, who scored on his Halifax debut in that friendly 3 weeks ago, has put down 8 metres out. Griggs to Morell out to Woodburn Hall, but Halifax still failing to break through the Featherstone line. Ed Barber trying to go it alone. There's 3 defenders around him, maybe he's just trying to draw the defenders to him to create something out wide as the Featherstone players are in bundles around him. Morell kicks into the corner. Ben Heaton's going to score this time. Ben Heaton onto the kick from Morell. And who'd have believed it after all the possession that Featherstone have had in the first half and the amount of time they've spent attacking that Halifax line, that just under 3 minutes from half time, Ben Heaton has latched onto a kick from Scott Morell, got in behind the defence to put Halifax right back in this game. Featherstone 8, Halifax 4. Well, he missed one opportunity. He's been pushed over the touch line, but Ben Heaton's finally got his hands on the ball to touchdown. Might be one of the easiest tries he's ever scored. In the context of this game, might be one of the most important at 8 points to 4, with a kick to come from Tyra. And Halifax not disarmed by what Featherstone have thrown at him in attack and defence in the first 40 minutes. Have managed to post a try of their own. They'll be heartened by that going into the second half and playing down the slope. That all coming from a penalty from a shoulder charge giving Halifax those extra tackles, and Halifax not wasting the opportunity. And Tyra kick coming back off the post. Well, not the best day for kickers. Ridyard's missed 2, one of which was fairly easy really. The other one out on the touchline. Tyra was quite a way out there. Ridyard gets under the ball. Morell is underneath it to catch it. Fleming takes it forward. Defenders there again, but Fleming gets to the 20 metre line. Fairbank to Brandon Douglas. Douglas still trying to Go forward on his knees. Simon Griggs to Foster. Thackeray bringing Foster down. A bit of help from Josh Hardcastle. Hitchcock goes inside and finds the big men waiting to make the tackle, but they can't put him on the floor as he plays it quickly. Brandon Moore away from acting half, gets the hand off. Brandon Moore still going up the slope. Moore pushing away Thackeray, and Briscoe having to come across with Farrell to make the tackle. Last one, Will Sharp puts the ball on the ground, puts Hardman under pressure, but Hardman scoops that one up safely. Halifax looking to put the pressure on the defence with 20 seconds left on the clock. Talapapa will bring it forward. Well, the hooter sounding. And a penalty being given to Featherstone. Again. Well, Ridyard wants to get the ball into touch. Well, the clock's the last 5 seconds on, and the referee has decided to call the half to a halt. And the Featherstone players grouped together for a bit of an inquest as to how they're only 4 points up after 40 minutes and seeing them dominate possession and territory. Halifax hitting back late with a try, but John Duffy is not going to be too impressed with a side that's dominated the game. With tries from Briscoe and Robinson, no kicks from Ridyard. Halifax with a late try from Heaton keeps them in this game. The advantage of the slope in the second half. And still in with a shout. Half-time score at the LD Nutrition Stadium is Featherstone Rovers 8, Halifax 4. Well, I would imagine Richard Marshall will probably be the happiest of the two coaches so far after the first 40 minutes. Yeah. Hawk takes the ball from the kick-off and gets clattered by Foster and Douglas. Ball offloaded in the tackle. Halifax will be looking for the same start down the slope as Featherstone got in the first half. Here comes Hawk again. And Hawk being pushed back towards his own line by the Halifax defence. Well, Halifax doing the best to keep Featherstone near or in their own quarter of the field, only just over the 20-metre line, and Halifax throwing bodies in defence. A great effort. Featherstone only just over the 30-metre line, and referee signalling the last tackle. That could be awkward. Thackeray gets to it. Will Sharp got there just before him, thankfully for Halifax. Hitchcock's in off the wing, looking for a way through the big Featherstone defence. Thackeray and Hawk, one of the biggest on this Featherstone side, certainly a few more pounds heavier than he was in his prime. 3 years at Lee Centurions for Gareth Hawk. Adam Fleming joining Halifax after, Dan Fleming after a season with the Toronto Wolfpack. Morrell gets the ball away to Barber, and Barber mobbed by 3 defenders. Last tackle. Morrell will be looking for a good kick. There'll be pressure on him as he tries to get it away. And that one could be awkward for Hardman. Depends on the bounce, and it bounces in the favour of the Featherstone side and goes out without causing any problems for Hardman. Briscoe brings it back, gets to the 30-metre line, makes 10 good metres for Featherstone. Now Hardman running the ball up. Hardman's probably a few pounds heavier than he were in his prime at St Helens, but still doing the work for Featherstone. Talapapa. Tackle just outside Halifax 40, and Holmes Another man with Castleford connections who played on loan at Bartlett, was released by Castleford so he could join Featherstone. Ridyard keep trying to put pressure on, and Will Sharp picks it up and drives it back, takes it out 15 metres from the Halifax line. Hitchcock's another run, gets some, plays it quickly. Griggs, Foster looking outside for the pass, would have been good if Sharp would have taken it. A little bit ambitious. Halifax turned it over early in the tackle count. And sure Richard Marshall wouldn't give Featherstone any opportunities in the second half. Randy Moore had gone off the back of the scrum then, and he's in to tackle Farrell. And now he's been penalised for offside. Well, why didn't you give the penalty in the first instant? An indication from John Duffy we go for 2 points, but that's been turned down in favour of going for the try, which is very close to going in favour of Clark there, running the ball strongly forward. Davies turns it back inside for Hardman. Hardman tackled in the same place Clark was. Holmes gets the ball away, and Talapapa just somehow shoulders Merrill out of the way in an effort to regain the ball back from the loose pass. Ridyard gets his pass away. Featherstone 9 metres out. Holmes into acting half. Hawk to Ridyard. Another straight pass on the floor. Tyra gets out quickly. Thackeray running across Halifax defence, gets the ball away, and Holmes has support from Farrell. Farrell kicks it on the outside of the foot. Well, that a wasted effort really. Perhaps he could have got the ball to Hughes Robinson that was outside him. Electing to kick through Colin Farrell. The let off for Halifax is Ben Heaton. Well, he's slid back towards his own line. Foster taking it forward, keep it in the hands this time. Hitchcock from acting half would have gone then, but the referee's penalty, or the referee's whistle, giving a penalty stopping Hitchcock. Morrell keeps Featherstone's half by 5 metres. Brandon Moore, Simon Griggs. Here comes Foster. Strong tackle by Davies. Halifax using the short side. Griggs going on his own and almost getting away from the attempted tackle. Good work by Hardcastle. More work from Halifax throwing the ball away. Well, Halifax coming into this game, Griggs rolling back the ears. Just needed some support, but Hardcastle able to bring him down. And Halifax losing the momentum a bit there after that error. We'll find ourselves defending again, trailing 8 points to 4 after that first half. Hardman will have to run the ball off on his own because there's nobody around him to help him in support. Fleming being pulled back by Mayer. Talapapa takes the short pass, and again big defensive effort forces Talapapa back. Richard Moore coming back on for Gareth Hawk. And Robinson. Gareth Hewer giving Featherstone another penalty on the back of the Featherstone supporters who had already started cheering when the ball was played. So if Halifax were offside at the play of the ball, then surely the penalty should have been given then. Down in Farrell drives the ball up. Morell, Woodburn Hall and then Barber all involved in the tackle. Robinson throws the dummy. Tackled by Morell, Fleming and Will Mayer. Clark who gets it away. Richard Moore on the 20 is looking to get the arm free, I'm sure, but not able to do so. Holmes has support. Thackeray gets it away to Davies. Davies gets it away and Hardman. Well, has he got the ball down? He hasn't, according to the touch bridge on the far side. Well, that was endorsed by referee Gareth Ewer, who said that Will Sharp managed to hold up Hardman over the line. Tremendous effort from Sharp, the fullback. There was a 3-1 overlap. Hardman elected to go on his own, and Will Sharp did a superb job of holding Hardman up over the line. And Featherstone back to the 10-metre line, but is it just a temporary reprieve from Halifax? As Mariano drives it back to within 5 metres. Last tackle. Featherstone's tackling, stacking players out here. Ridyard's kick. And Talapapa knocks it on. And Morell, Woodburn Hall and Heaton celebrate in unison as Halifax get the ball at the turnover. Finally signals that play can continue as Woodburn Hall runs into 3 defenders and are joined by a 4th. And Mariano, Brandon Moore goes for acting half. Well, as much offside as the last one that Halifax were penalised for, but the referee allows it to continue. Brandon Douglas is caught out by the pitch that's been cutting up throughout this game as he slips. Woodburn Hall gets to halfway with Talapapa looking a little high. And Will Mayer drives the ball forward. Woodburn Hall, I think, takes the gum shield out, probably checking his teeth there. Last tackle. There'll be pressure on Morell as he gets his kick away, and that's a great kick from Morell. Holmes up to put pressure on him. Lights come on at Featherstone. And Halifax will scrum down 12 metres out, 13 metres out from the Featherstone line, looking to put pressure on. And every one of Halifax's 13 men are up within the 30 metre line of Featherstone. Briscoe takes it forward, his tackle on the 20 metre line. Foster, Briscoe looking for a penalty there as Foster tackled him, and Halifax do to Featherstone what Featherstone were doing to Halifax in that first half. Trying to put pressure on this Featherstone defence. Mariano eventually held, told to play the ball. Thackeray turns it back inside to Ridyard. It's not often you see Ridyard taking the ball up to the defensive line. He got caught with it that time, and Richard Moore looks for the offload once again, but Dan Fleming makes sure the ball stays with the Featherstone prop. Last tackle, Thackeray to Ridyard, and 2 forward passes. How many are we having? Another forward pass is that? Well, what's the kicking to touch? Surely we're going back for a forward pass. 2. Well, Gareth was mounted. Well, listen, commentators on the left-hand side said it was marginally forward. Marginally forward by about a metre. Well, Brandon Moore did well to keep hold of that one, rolling it round his head, leaving the ribs exposed, but he's got up to play the ball. That looked high on Tyra. gets up and plays the ball. Ben Heaton, Halifax's sole try scorer so far this afternoon. Dan Fleming to Morrell to Douglas. An unusually low scoring game for these two teams at 8-4. Long way to go. Will Mayer driving it forward. And Farrell not allowing him up, last tackle. And Morrell will be under pressure again. Gets his kick away. Hardman now it is that's under pressure, but standing his ground, doing well, with Mayer and Woodburn all chasing him down. And Robinson with a scoop from dummy half gets to the 20-metre line. Scott Wheeldon is on for Mariani. And Talapapa takes up to the 30-metre line. Briscoe. And Fleming, I think Fleming for a knock on there. But, well, that wasn't a knock on, just a loose carry. And the ball comes loose from Hardcastle. Possession back to Halifax, just inside the Featherstone half as Fleming drives it forward. Well, that's rich. Featherstone supporters shouting for forward passes. Ben Kay back on to Will Mayer. He takes it up to the Featherstone defence just outside the 30-metre line. Griggs out to Sharp, and Sharp fancied the run on his own, but the defence standing firm for Featherstone. Simon Griggs to Dan Fleming, and Fleming gets to the 20. Halifax edging closer towards that Featherstone line, but still yet to unlock the defence. Morrell out to Sharp, and Sharp to Woodburn Hall, who gets away from one and tries to duck under the next attempted tackle, and Woodburn Hall gets to the 10-metre line where Gareth Ewers signals the last tackle. Farrell again trying to slow it down, and Will Sharp caught with the ball, turned round and looked to pass, but nobody there. Featherstone allowed to get up to him before he could think of another option. But despite a poor end to the set, Halifax will be happy to be close to the Featherstone line and would like to stop there, but they need to stop Robinson taking the ball out first. Foster and Fleming calling for assistance for Sean Robinson. Well, certainly stopped him in his tracks, left him needing attention, looking to cause a problem there. And then Douglas will be replaced by Elliot Morris at this breaking play. Going to the board, that's the 7th replacement. Halifax coach Richard Marshall's used this afternoon. A lot of attention for the leg of Robinson. Sean Robinson receives attention. Seems to be a party going on somewhere because they're blaring the music out. And Gareth Ewers decided to put that on report. Well, Robinson went in hard and low, came off second best. Gareth Ewers thinks something untoward's happened as Wheeldon drives it forward. Halifax slow to get up. Moore chugging away Woodburn Hall, taking it forward, not too far though, gets almost up to the 40-metre line as Robinson tries to run the injury off. Connor Farrell tries to turn inside, and again ground causing issues underfoot. Holmes gets his kick away. Bounces up for Will Sharp. Sharp runs straight at Tom Holmes. Farrell there as well. Elliot Morris gets to the 30, gets up and plays the ball. Hitchcock gets it away to Ed Barber. Barber with the handoff on Talapapa. Talapapa trying to take him over the touchline. Woodburn Hall will drive the ball up, takes 3 defenders on, still going forward. Complaints again as it seems to be Connor Farrell who's the last man up from the slow play of the ball. Ed Barber kicks down the touchline and Ben Heaton will challenge Hardman for the ball. Hardman going down bravely as Heaton was charging down on him, and Robinson's going to have to run it away as the rest of his teammates try to get back behind the ball. 17 minutes gone in the second half. It's still the same score of Featherstone 8, Halifax 4. And Featherstone have had their opportunities. Briscoe almost creating one there as he ran at the Halifax defence. Stopped him eventually, and Fleming just adds he'd wait to the defence to push Briscoe back to the 40-metre line. Holmes with a short ball to Farrell. And Farrell tackled on halfway, last tackle. They'll be looking for a kick. Well, it's Holmes who will kick. And Will Sharp managed to stop it with his feet, and it's Holmes that's first there again. And it looked high. Holmes is still all over Will Sharp. Who moves away. Talapapa continues. Ben Heaton staying on his feet and wheeled and swinging round. Heaton plays the ball. Tyra gets up to the 30 and there's a penalty for offside, says the referee. Gareth Ewer again. Taking a while to blow the whistle. Scott Morrell will put that one into touch inside the Rovers 30. Halifax go looking for points yet again. Certainly more in this game in the second half, but yet to create anything as Morris was driven back by Wheeldon and Cooper. Ben Kay to Morrell out to Woodburn Hall, and Woodburn Hall with a little step inside is forced towards the touchline and then carried over the touchline. Well, got the ball free but couldn't really get the pass inside, didn't know where it might have gone. Well, they looked a bit tired towards the end of the first half, did Featherstone. There's no sign of it there as they carry Woodburn Hall out of play over the touchline and approaching the halfway point of the second half. Both players taking the opportunity to take a breather. Referee Gareth Ewer stops the clock momentarily till Ridyard comes back to feed the scrum. Hardman, it is off the back of the scrum, takes it up to the 20. Stopped by Ben Kay. And Robinson takes it up another 10. Neither player, nor Robinson, happy with the attention they'd received. Richard Moore takes it forward. And Halifax again making sure the ball sticks. Shaw Robinson will finally succumb to the injury and limp from the field as Keil Carlisle comes back on. Ben Kay receiving attention to a bloody mouth. A lot of clatter around the mouth for Ben Kay. Gareth Ewer taking a look. Player welfare always at the forefront, of course. doctor on to have a look, so it must be quite severe. Like this is a split lip, which you'll see Benke rather grudgingly leave the field, and Brandon Moore return. And Moore will play the ball. Ridyard across the defensive line, caught by Dan Fleming, and referee says the ball went backwards when Carlisle had picked it up. Wheeldon, good tackle by Brandon Moore, Will Mayer also helping him. Back to Ridyard, who goes, I think looked for a 40-20, but was in fact on the 40-metre line, so wouldn't have got that anyway. Will Sharp runs into Farrell and Moore on the Halifax 30-metre line. Hitchcock's coming inside looking for work, not really the best day for wingers. Not really a dry part of this ground anyway. Griggs and Davis. Might have just been a tad offside there as Griggs took the ball. Fleming gets it over the 40. Quick play the ball. Brandon Moore out to Morrell. Morrell caught with it. Gets it the offload away, but Halifax caught Ed Barber on Farrell. Another kick from Morrell, delicate down the touchline, and that one, another kick that forces Featherstone back into their own quarter of the field. Scott Morrell trying to encourage his team on to bigger and better things with 18.5 minutes left on the clock, and still only 8 points to 4. And elsewhere, completing this first round of championship games this week, Lee versus Toronto, Barrow making the long trip to London, and Batley going over the Pennines to Rochdale. Well, still plenty left in this game yet with 18 minutes to go. 8 points to 4. Featherstone in the driving seat, but still could be points in this game yet as Holmes gets it away to Hardcastle, and he's put down 5 metres from halfway inside to Davis, and Davis tackled by Foster. So the tackles in the bag. Holmes out to Ridyard. Ridyard gets it to Farrell. Farrell turns it back inside to Ridyard, and Ridyard a dart for the line, and Halifax have been undone by what will be the best move of the match. Started and finished by Ridyard, following up Connor Farrell's break into the open, perfectly timed pass, and Farrell run the angle towards the post, turn it back inside to Ridyard. Ridyard under the post to make it 12-4, and no doubt it's going to make the conversion count, and that'll increase the lead to 10 points. But that was good work from Ridyard, had to be said. Quality pass and quality support play for Connor Farrell. Perfectly timed run from Farrell into the gap. And Ridyard makes it a 10-point ball game. time left in this game for Halifax, but that will have swung the pendulum momentum in favour of Featherstone, whose supporters now have something to cheer about. Morell's kick, looking for space down on that far side, taken by Holmes, inside to Briscoe. Looked like Holmes might have been struggling with a slope there as he went forward, or went backward with the ball, but managed to stay in the field of play. Briscoe, well, the Featherstone players were looking at the touchage on the far side for a decision then of some sort in their favour, but it wasn't coming. Briscoe gets up and plays the ball. Richard Moore takes it forward. Halifax's defensive effort becomes a little more urgent. Griggs getting his hands on Carlisle with Foster. Thackeray to Holmes, turns it back inside to Davies, who managed to get the ball away. Thackeray with the dummy. Not fooling the Halifax defence. Wheeldon will cart it up the middle and almost threatening to break through the two-man tackle, who in this danger of giving a penalty away there. Kick towards that top corner. Tester for Sharp. Gets the ball. It's tackled straight away. Defence was up there quick, and Hitchcock tries a quick run down the outside. Will Sharp beats the first. Pushes away Wheeldon. Will Sharp. Big handoff from the Halifax full-back on the Featherstone prop as Ben Heaton goes from acting half, and Halifax are up to the 40-metre line. And not only is the defence becoming more urgent, so is their attack as well, knowing that the clock's ticking as Morris goes up to the Featherstone 40, then gets the offload away to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore looking for support, finds Will Mayer, gets it back to Morell. Morell kicks to put pressure on, and Thackeray is bundled to the ground by Ben Heaton. Halifax are trying to get something out of nothing there with 13 minutes left on the clock. Talapapa driving it forward. Featherstone supporters calling for offside. Hardcastle. "25 metres away from the Featherstone line. Thackeray looks to Farrell, and Farrell tackled eventually by 3. Talapapa, not the best to pass to Ridyard. He's allowed to run across the defensive line. Holmes out to Thackeray. Halifax could be caught here, but Hardcastle's tackled just outside the 40 by Tyler. Last one, referee's hand in the air. The kick will go in. And Will Sharp collects it, comes back in field. And Holmes there again, following Will Sharp, but Davis had already made the tackle. Foster will take it forward. Foster attracting 4 defenders to him as he makes yards for Halifax down the slope towards halfway. Fairbank to Elliot Morris, takes it over halfway. Halifax with 3 tackles gone. Morell gives it to Ed Barber, and Barber jumped to the ground. Good tackle by Cooper. Brandon Moore from acting half gets the pass away to Fairbank. Fairbank to Griggs. Griggs manages to salvage the error, but then Tyra knocks on. Halifax running out of options, running out of time as well. Simon Griggs did extremely well there to recover the situation after losing the ball forward, managing to get to it and knock it back. But Steve Tyra unable through the combination of the poor accuracy of the pass on from Griggs and the conditions, unable to pick it up, knocking on and giving Featherstone the possession back. Hardcastle takes the ball up to the 40. Well, 11 minutes gone, time ebbing away for Halifax, 10 points down. Talapapa charging it up. This will be probably Featherstone's game plan now, just to give the ball to the forwards and let them run it off. Another shrill blow the whistle from Gareth Hewitt for holding down, and Ridyard will belt that one out of play deep in Halifax territory. And Halifax needing to defend any form of score now. Will certainly cost Halifax dear, even a 1 pointer, because Featherstone were looking for possession back. Carlisle gets it to Holmes out wide, and Briscoe turning back inside. Halifax trying to bundle him towards the touchline, but dragging plenty of players across. Halifax appealing for a penalty. Even I think the touch judge said a knock on, that Gareth Hewitt again. Seven. Oh, a big penalty count against Halifax. Cooper takes it forward. Halifax not off the hook yet. And it could be made to pay as Foster hangs on to Cooper. Moore 2 metres away. Ridyard to Thackeray. Thackeray escapes the clutches, gets the ball to Hardman. Hardman goes for the line, can't get the ball down. Well, he's not got over the line, I thought he had. Halifax defenders stopped him, but they're all pulled around the ball. That might give the option out wide. Here they go again. Holmes gets it out wide. Thackeray will go on his own, they don't need to go out wide. Halifax were caught with too many men around the ball. That might signal the end for Halifax with less than 9 minutes to go. Halifax had no option but to move men in after they put so many in the tackle on Hardman. And Thackeray didn't need the 2 players that were outside him as he stepped inside centre and winger paced away. And here Featherstone the lead by 18 points to 4. Well, Halifax struggling a bit with the loss of Ben Johnson in the first half, and only one half back in Scott Morrell, although Woodburn Hall's played stand off. Halifax just didn't get the breaks they needed earlier in this second half. Featherstone 20, Halifax 4. It looks like the first game of the season will end in defeat for Halifax as Morrell kicks it deep again. Davis will bring it back in field. Briscoe will score on Featherstone's first try. Is hit hard by Simon Griggs. Griggs trying to rag him round, and Griggs almost giving away a penalty there, and Foster being in offside position. Richard Moore will drive it forward. Just happy to take the tackle on halfway. Carlisle kicks down the touchline, forces Will Sharp back to retrieve it again, and Will Sharp once again under pressure as soon as he gets the ball. Gets away from the first two Featherstone defenders, but Cooper waiting for him. Ben Heaton going from a standing start there. Thought the ball, I think, was going to go out to the next player outside him, who was Scott Morrell. Tyra trying to make meters, and then once again touch line and beckons for Halifax, but Gareth Hewer indicating the ball had been pulled out, but Steve Tyra still had it in his hand. And Brandon Douglas driving it forward. Halifax will look to put this behind them, and will play Sheffield Eagles at home next week. Elliot Morris drives it in. It's almost impenetrable. Featherstone defence just conceding a one try, but conceding another penalty there. Morrell kicks into touch on the Rovers 20-metre line. More urgency from Halifax. Tyra will tap the ball and give it inside to Griggs. Halifax almost doing herself out of 10 metres there. Almost playing the ball on the 30. Brandon Douglas to Morrell. Morrell out to Will Sharp. Sharp has support outside him. Woodburn Hall gets hammered by Talapapa with a big tackle. Sharp to Morrell. Brandon Douglas. And Douglas trying to wrestle his way through three Featherstone defenders, brought down 5 metres out. Morrell out to Griggs, and Griggs goes on his own again through the defence. It's just ankle tapped by Carlisle, metres short of the Featherstone line. Morrell to Ed Barber, losing his footing. Last tackle. Fairbank to Griggs, and Griggs gets it away to Foster. Foster away to Fairbank. Fairbank chips through, the ball in the in-goal area, so we'll just go over the dead ball line. Well, it's desperation when you get to Foster and Fairbank on the last tackle. Hardcastle gets to the 30-metre line. 5 minutes to go. And Featherstone 16 points to the good. I'm not going to relinquish that in this last 5 minutes. Halifax, I'm just hoping they can keep the score down. Thackeray off on his own again, throws an outrageous dummy, but Halifax not falling for it as Thackeray going back inside. Fairbanks makes the tackle. Clark takes the ball up again, last tackle, looking for Ridyard, puts the kick in, and Ben Heaton there to field it. It bounces up into his arms. Morrell moves into acting half and gets it to Will Sharp, and Sharp just caught by Keele Carlisle, almost stepped out of the tackle. Elliot Morris is driving it up. 4 minutes to go. Knock on, says Morris, who claimed that Wheeldon had pulled the ball out maybe after the tackle had been made. On either side in rushing these closing minutes. So we'll put down the scrum. Featherstone have Gareth Hoxton on the touchline. And then, well, can't see why they'll be putting him on for the last minute and a half. There's a knock on the back of the scrum from Carlisle, was there? I'm not seen by the officials if it was, it looked like it. Richard Moore will come off to be replaced by Gareth Hock. Carlisle. Barber went out of the line then, I think, looking for the interception. Teal, Carlisle to Ridyard, back inside to Carlisle. The ball is touched down by Farrell, but judged forward by referee Gareth Ewart.
And the man of that for Betfred Rovers this afternoon, the man of that sponsor is Fax Utilities Limited, and it's number 19, sponsored by Betfred UK, Tom Holmes.
And the last scrum of the game, 38 seconds on the clock. Looks like the score won't change. Featherstone victorious in their first game of the season. Halifax found it tough here at the LD Nutrition Stadium, never really recovering from the battering they took in the first 20 minutes. Took a bit out of them, I think. It started the second half well enough, but just weren't able to get over that Featherstone line to create some sort of momentum. Ed Barber, Halifax nothing to lose. Ed Barber will be tackled. Connor Farrell has gone in. Well, Farrell and Barber have been at each other for most of the game, but it's over now. So no need for it to continue. Featherstone victorious. Well, I think they're going to be somewhere abouts at the end of the season to Featherstone, but I don't think this first game will be any indication of what's to come over the season. Shaking off the rustiness. 8-4 up with tries from Briscoe Robinson at half time. Just that in reply. Halifax never really got into the game in the second half. Perhaps the lack of Ben Johnson didn't do them any good. I don't know how long he'll be out for, but Halifax lacking a scrum half. Ridyard with a third try from Featherstone. Thackeray adding another 2 conversions from Ridyard in the second half. And Featherstone are winners at the LD Nutrition Stadium. Featherstone Rovers 20, Halifax 4.